Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Still waiting.
Woohoo!
Still waiting. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
We are live.
We are live for the morning stream with Cheddar and Habez. I'm Cheddar.
Hello, everyone. I'm Habez.
We decided to try out a morning stream and see if anyone else wants to hang out in the morning instead. I'm not a morning person.
I am.
Habez is. He's not a night person, so usually he's getting tired by the end of the stream. So it's going to be reversed. I might be a little tired by the beginning of the stream. So today we're going to look at, we're working on the Marathon Results app again. And over the weekend, Habez has got the grand idea that he'd like to switch to GatsbyJS.
Yep.
So I don't think it's a bad idea, but can we talk about why we wanted to do that?
Sure. So I'm just pushing up the stuff we did last week. So yeah, after spending some time reading the docs for Gatsby and all the tutorials, or a few of the tutorials, and then comparing that to the docs for NextJS, both are great dev experiences, but Gatsby seems to have more of a community that can hold your hand through some big picture items. So for instance, I need an e-commerce shop. I'm thinking of selling some t-shirts down the road, and Gatsby has an entire page of documentation on integrating Shopify into its platform along with plugins. Whereas Next.js, it can also be done there, but there's not as much boilerplate support, and you have to engineer a lot of stuff in Next on your own. And that can be good too, especially if you're building more of an app. But for some of my stuff, like a marketing website with SEO plugins and an e-commerce store, I'm going beyond just an app. And so I needed a lot of the features that the Gatsby ecosystem had. And I didn't want to re-engineer all of that stuff in Next.
Yeah, I agree with it. I like Next better because I enjoy writing things from scratch. I prefer to go that route and take my time. You're looking at getting this kind of up and running and going. And Gatsby has all those plugins and whatever recipes, whatever else you call them, to get these things up and running quickly. I mean, people have already kind of done it, you know, and they've got, like you said, a great community behind it. And those docs, they do have plentiful docs, so many docs. Like literally, I think you can find a doc for anything you want to do in there, which is nice. So I actually support this switch. It's not just shiny new object syndrome. I think it's legit. So we're going to work on converting that over today. I don't think it should be much work. We're not too deep into the next side of the app. We really just have kind of like the results app. Can you pull up the app
Sure.
for us and show it to us? But basically, the next side just has some minimal routing right now. It's not anything fancy, and we were working on the routing last time. We just need to, we didn't want to finish it off and then end up converting it to Gatsby after. So it was kind of a good time to switch. And Coding Garden's here. Hey, Coding Garden. Welcome.
All right, so this is our app as it stands today. And we can even do a yarn dev.
Oh, I'm not sharing your screen. Please hold.
Oh, man.
Okay, now I'm sharing it. Go ahead.
You missed so much.
No, we didn't. We're fine.
Okay, so this is our app as it stands today. We do have a custom single page app with React Create React app, but that's kind of running on its own. It hasn't really been touched in a while. Where the next code is under pages mostly, and public. So we're going to be moving mostly these folders over to Gatsby. A lot of the stuff under the components folder should just be copy paste, but we'll see what happens when we get there. But yeah, so we only have one event right now that we're routing to, and we're not even really using NextRouter yet. And then a documentation page, which we can get rid of if we need to. It was just a boilerplate page. And then our home page, which is where most of the work is going to be. So yeah, we basically have a few cards that show up as search results when you search for a marathon event. So let's jump over and look at that real quick. Boom. Okay, so this is our homepage that we're going to be moving over. And right now, you can search for like Chicago Marathon, and you'll see the card updates. Not a whole lot of animation or fancy styling going on yet. These dropdowns need to be ported over, but they're not connected to anything. So that should be pretty easy.
But this is all just one React component, so it should just carry over. If anything, we might need to fix some kind of like minor plumbing, but I don't think it should be too much work because Gatsby will just take our normal React components and work the same way.
Yeah. So I think it'll be pretty easy. There's really not a whole lot of Next code here to get away from.
So how are we gonna do it like side by side? Are you gonna copy files over?
Well, yeah, so this is new territory for me. I've never done this before. My guess is as good as yours, but I was thinking that we would try just installing Gatsby in the folder. I don't know if that's a horrible idea, but
I'd probably start with a new, like spin up a new Gatsby app and then move all of our stuff over, and then we'll tie it back to the Git, our current Git repo, and just commit it into there. Because with Next running in here already, we already have like a package JSON and all that stuff. And so if we do it in the same folder right now, it might get confused about what's Gatsby and what's Next. So that's the approach that I would take.
okay.
I think I've only spun up a Gatsby app once.
Okay, so oh no.
One too many closes.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into the Gatsby install. Quick start.
Pull up them beautiful docs. Hey, once we get the app up and running without our content in it, can we publish our Lighthouse score and act like we're expert developers?
Yeah, let's do it. There was a guy that interviewed with us the other day who had like right before, maybe a day or two before the interview, had spun up a bunch of boilerplate projects on his GitHub and had like a couple components in each one. And I
For
felt,
his project, like his portfolio?
yeah, I felt really bad because with HR rules and everything, you have to be really nice, but and you can't like call someone out,
No way. I'd
But
call him out and I'd be like, so what did you do in these? I mean, I see a couple components. Is that all you did? I wouldn't be like, this is shit, you suck. But,
well, of course, yeah,
just
there's a
make
polite
it
way
make
to,
it aware that, hey, I'm not stupid and I noticed that you didn't really put any work into this.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not great in those scenarios, but they're good real world scenarios if you're a dev engineer conducting interviews. How do you call out someone that loaded the deck, so to speak?
Yeah, I guess it could be rude. I mean, people are nervous, whatever, but honestly, I don't care.
So this is a little weird. A Gatsby new site, Gatsby site, um, starter hello world. I guess that's what they're calling it.
That's like the template, I think, that you're using. We already have a folder. I wonder if you can just do like Gatsby new in the current folder.
We can try. Is it?
Because they have the option to start from different templates. And I think that's what it is. It's just the default template.
Am I gonna regret not doing the folder path? Is it gonna like create a new root inside the current
I would try doing Gatsby new. Well,
dot?
dot, but yeah, kill it and try the dot. I think you'll still have to name it though.
Hey, looking good so far. All right, so if you have an existing folder that's empty but named, you can just do Gatsby new dot.
I wonder if it inherits the name from that.
Your project is called dot. Then we can run Gatsby develop.
See, they have an SRC folder by default.
Should I move everything over to one screen? Is that messing everyone up on the stream when I bounce between windows?
No, I don't. I mean, if it works for you, leave it. Who cares? I think it's kind of helpful in the sense of like to know what you're focusing on, but
Okay. Gatsby develop, try editing the home page and the source pages.
CJ says it looks fine.
Oh, good. Cool. All right. Almost installed. So while that's going, the components folder is just the create React app components, I believe.
Yeah.
I don't know that we have any next code under there.
No, we don't. It's only in the pages folder.
Right. So my guess is that we can just wholesale copy this whole folder over. Doesn't Gatsby have a components folder?
I don't know if they include one, but we should be able to copy all the SRC folders except for pages. Those are the ones we might need to convert. And we might even be able to copy them over and then just change them. But
okay, so over here on the right, we have Gatsby source code, boilerplate. Gatsby develop.
did it finish installing?
Yeah.
Ah,
That
okay.
wasn't too long.
No, it's just the npm stuff, you know.
Yeah. But for how massive Gatsby is, or it feels massive, you know, it feels like it has a lot of features. Maybe its source code is not that large, but it was a quick install. I'm impressed. All right, localhost 8,000. And we're live with a Gatsby site.
Hi, people.
With some routing. You know something I hate about single page app routing? Quick side note. Sometimes you can't command click, like in Next. If you use the default router in Next routing, when you command click, it redirects the current page and the
How do? Oh,
tab. I hate when that happens. Okay, what's next? We have a components folder. It looks like we're going to have some overlap. Can we?
man, I had to switch. Yeah.
Is there a certain place you want to start, or does it matter?
I mean, start moving the pages over. You start with the index page. That one doesn't really link out to other ones, right?
Okay, index page first. Oh. Let's see if there's anything imported that would be controversial. So use state from React. That shouldn't break anything in Gatsby. Import head from next head. That will be controversial. So to do. Import navigation. That's just a component that we can move over later. Landing search, also a component. Search data, also a component, and landing card. So import head is the only custom Next code that we're going to have to replace in the imports. And then the rest of this is just using React hooks, some custom methods, and yep, we're going to have to fix this.
Yep.
So that head component.
Oh, they have like an SEO component, huh?
Yep, yep.
Oh, they have a components folder already with like a layout and some other stuff, but.
So everything else here, we should be able to just copy and paste, I believe. Gatsby is also using similar syntax. They have a layout component, but we should be able to just put everything inside that. I don't see any issue there.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just get rid of their boilerplate code. We'll keep the SEO component for later. And then copy our div over.
It's kind of weird that they call it an SEO component. I wonder if it's just injecting the head or if it's doing something else too.
Do we want to look into it real quick?
I mean, once we're move some stuff over, yeah, let's check it out. But
so meta title, description, and author. Looks like it just updates a few
What? It
prompts.
uses GraphQL to pull. I guess it's pulling from a config file or something.
Yeah.
Where does that site metadata come from? Gatsby config, you think?
Probably.
Oh, and they just use Helmet. They don't have like their own head kind of thing.
This does look interesting, though. I wonder if
But
it's
they got
extensible.
they got all that social media metas
Yeah.
pulled out by default too. That's cool.
See, already we're benefiting from Gatsby. I have a marketing website we're trying to build.
See, my life is already better.
And the SEO plugin is going to do a lot of work for us.
It's not a plugin, it's a component. All right.
Component, sorry. Okay, let's copy over our custom methods. So using React hooks, we've got our search results that are using the state and pretty much updating which cards are rendered on the home page based on your search. So, we're going to have to update this. Okay, what am I doing wrong? Arrow function.
Was there an error? I missed it.
Return.
Was there an error? Oh,
No.
your thing is saying return because you have multiple return statements, so it doesn't reach past that return.
Oh, we need another.
You need your closing curly brace. Yeah. I don't know how that got lost, but there you go.
Boom. Okay. Good catch. Good eye. Good eye. All right. So, well, all right. If we import all of these, I was going to say, can we go ahead and test our homepage now? But we're going to have to import our components too.
Yeah, and copy them over.
So still a little bit of work to do before we can actually see the homepage. I'm going to leave that head component turned off for now. In fact, I feel like that's what the SEO component does.
Yeah, you should be able to just drop it out and then set the title to be endurance results. And then I think you should be good. I don't know if we even have our own fav icon anyway.
I'm kind of curious, since we looked at the SEO component in Gatsby, what does the source code look like for the head component?
Well, that SEO component they have in Gatsby is it's still just a custom component in the app. They just scaffold it for you. It's not like a Gatsby specific one because they were using Helmet, code in the SEO one.
Yeah.
And in the next one, they're probably tying it into the whole framework somehow.
Okay. So in simple terms, this component injects elements into the head of your page. So looks like the next head component is a little more basic in that it can be extended with whatever you want to put inside your head.
Yeah, it's just taking whatever you give it and throwing it in the head.
Cool. So I wonder, I mean, just kind of entertaining this for a minute. The SEO plugin has title, meta description, and social meta tags. I wonder if you could just stuff all of that in the next head component as like normal HTML wrapped around the head.
You could convert it over, but since they're using Helmet, React Helmet, it would be kind of redundant to do that. I'm not sure if Next Under the Hood is using React Helmet or not, or if they just tap into it somehow, but the way you write it is different, you know, so
yeah,
it would take a little conversion, but.
Okay, so we're just going to get rid of that head component, not copy it over since the SEO component does what we need. And now we can jump into our components.
Copy over the use state import too.
Oh, yeah.
The Gatsby boilerplate started out without semicolons.
I can update prettier to get rid of them. Boom, look at that.
Did you update prettier or did it just?
No, I think it just did it. I think maybe they have a prettier config, possibly.
Yeah, they do. Prettier RC.
Beautiful. Semi-false. Cool. Well, that's handy. I don't need to configure prettier to match what they already have in there. All right, components. Well, let's go ahead and commit that.
But it's not working yet.
You don't commit early and often?
Not if it's not working.
I won't push it up yet.
That's whatever. Don't do it. No, just kidding.
Tomato. I commit early and often because otherwise I like have three separate commits at the very end that I need to, sift through to break up. Okay. Components. Is there an easy way? Can you drag and drop? No.
You can Command C and Command V.
Copy. Paste. Boom. Look at that. Copy.
Boom. I feel like you get really stoked on kind of the cheesiest features.
I do. It's the little things in life, Chad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoy long walks on the beach, copy and pasting folders.
And when prettier works out of the box.
And committing my code before it works.
Oh, you're not going to let that one down, are you?
No.
See, what happens at the end, though, is I like to squash my commits into reasonable code reviews. So I commit early and often just because I'd like to jump between computers, my personal and my work. And I hate when I like leave somewhere and have uncommitted code and then come back and it's like, oh, where did I leave off? Or when I'm on my other machine and doesn't have the progress I made on my personal computer or whatever. So I just like to commit all the time.
I see that. I don't jump between computers very often.
Okay, so we have a little bit of conflict going on here, but most of the stuff copied over. So the header, there was already a header. We should be able to update that. We can probably just make this one like home.
Well, theirs is, I mean, we don't even need their header. We already have our own, right? So, because theirs is, that's like their default template.
Oh, is it? I thought it had maybe like some custom code in there that we needed.
No, doesn't look like it.
Site title. Props. Okay. So we'll just get rid of those. Boom. We're going to need to also copy over public since some of our components reference stuff under public.
Yeah, the images and such.
Mm-hmm.
Well, does their public folder work the same?
I don't know. We'll find out.
Is
Oh,
it
do you
get,
mean like, is it overwritten automatically?
yeah, because it kind of looks like it's get ignored.
That's a great point. Where can I search?
Top right. Let's test out their search. Your built website, yeah. So,
Okay. Introduction. I want to know where they recommend putting public assets and everything if that gets overwritten.
yeah. I wonder if they have a folder that they pull from.
Now we're running into the problem of too much documentation. We don't know where to
That's
look.
one of my things. Is they have a lot of docs, but it's a lot of docs.
Yeah.
Um,
This is where I Google Gatsby
I would Google it, yeah.
public assets. Static folder. Okay, in general, every website needs assets, images, style sheets, scripts, etc. When using Gatsby, we recommend importing assets directly in JavaScript files because of the benefits it provides. Adding assets outside of the module system. You can create a folder named static at the root of your project. Every file you put into that folder will be copied into the public folder. If you add a file named sun.jpg to the static folder, it's copied to public sun.jpg.
Oh,
You can
static
reference
folder. Cool.
assets. Yeah. So you can reference them with just regular / file name. Okay. That wasn't too bad. So we need to create static. I kind of like having a static folder under your source code.
Yeah. Was it in the SRC folder, or did they want it
No,
in the
you have
root?
to create it.
But did they want it in the root or the SRC? In
You
your
could create.
code.
Oh, yeah, under the root. Good catch. Good eye, good eye.
That's my second good eye today. I'm crushing it.
You have two good eyes.
I got two good eyes.
Copy, paste. So the data folder
And
has all of our.
We can change that later on. It might be better. Well, I don't know. I mean, we could look into like the GraphQL API to pull that data in as needed. But just for now, I say we copy over, try to get it up and running, and then we can look at that as a separate feature.
Yeah. Okay, so the data folder is going to be our actual app data, our JSON for all of the marathon results that we're using inside our Create React app. The search criteria folder has basically some value label pairs for what we can search against in our dropdowns for all the different events we're going to support.
Yeah,
eventually, each of these will link to a results table that the data folder will have data for.
I don't think you want the index.html.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's going to generate that for us just so it doesn't collide. And it might generate the manifest JSON as well.
Is the index.html from Next? Was this generated by them?
I don't know.
Or is this, I think this was for the app. This is what Create React app is using. So we need this, but we may need to rename it.
No, but they generate it for us.
No. This is our Create React app that the homepage links to once you select an event and you see the table of results. The Create React app gets injected into here. So this div ID root and everything, this is custom. This is what we need to copy over.
I don't think it was really using that file. Because once our routing is taken over by the pages folder, that's what's generating the pages for us.
Maybe so. Well, then if that's true, we can delete it from the next app and still run.
Yeah.
Just to test.
If it is how you say it is. Is that a bagel bite?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like chips.
Sorry. There isn't a way to mute myself with the StreamYard controls.
You can, but you have to be back on the tab, and it's really, it's not like a quick and easy thing. So.
Oh. Okay. This is our next app. And then I think we updated the routing to be
/Memphis/2018/marathon.
Yep. Oh, look at that. It still works, even though we got rid of that page.
Yeah, I bet it just ignored it.
Cool. Okay. Well, then we don't need to copy it over. Manifest.json. Do we need that?
I think they're going to generate one for us. So look in the public folder. Did they generate one for us?
Manifest.
.web manifests. Yeah.
Delete.
Delete.
Location outline SVG. Oh, we can keep that. That's more of an images thing.
Yeah.
Okay, our static folder has been updated. And I think our file paths should be accurate.
We need to update any references to public folder to be the static folder. Actually, yeah, to be the static folder now, right?
I thought that they were already referencing like / file name.
Didn't we pull in the data manually somewhere?
Oh, landing search. Ah, you're right. Okay. We're going to go full screen with this, ladies and gentlemen, and knock out some file paths.
Going full screen. You might still want those 2 up directories though, because we set up that the root in our next, remember, so that we could fix that, but we didn't do it here. I wonder if we can do it here as well.
Oh, so .. ..
Yeah, static.
Do we need the static? Because
yes.
Here they're saying you can create a folder static at the root of your project. Every file you put into that folder will be copied into the public folder.
Yes, but at build time, it's going to be looking through that file path. It's not going to be looking. For fetch, we won't need that.
You can reference assets from the static folder in your code without anything special required.
Oh, really? That's in the SRC though. That's like loading image files. If you're importing, you need to use the full path.
Okay. So .. static / and then we're good.
Yeah, I think that should work.
All right. How's our stream looking? Is everyone bored to tears, or are they enjoying this?
CJ's peacing out. He's got to go.
All right. Bye, CJ. Thanks for tuning in.
Otherwise, I think it's just me and you.
Can we test it? Can we see if it works yet?
See if there's any more public folders. Next link.
What does Gatsby use for routing?
I saw under the hood. I don't know. They might have their own. They probably have their own router. But I saw that they had one in one of their pages, and it's a little bit different. They use link 2 instead of the href. So it's funny. You see, you still Google search it to find it in the docs. But once you get to the docs, they're helpful.
Yeah.
Oh, they use reach router.
We don't have to update our syntax. Look at that. We can just import link from.
Well, no, we need to change it to 2. We weren't using 2. It's using href.
Wow, I'm such a noob. What do you mean 2? Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if we need the A tags anymore.
That's nice. I hated having A tags inside of.
It is kind of annoying. But they said they're going to get rid of it, I think, in a new version.
Yeah, well, Next needs to update their backlog and get to it.
You know, Next has more stars on GitHub than Gatsby.
Really?
I think so.
I still would like to use Next for more app-like development. I think it could be useful. I wonder if you could use Next inside of Gatsby. Is that overkill?
Yes, why would you do that?
Well, so like my Create React app, what if I want it to be static rendered HTML?
You wouldn't use Create React app then. You would use Next or Gatsby. That's the
Right,
point.
so I'm saying, what if I moved this Create React app over to Next inside of our Gatsby site? That's too much.
It is much. It is quite a bit. So Next has 53.8 thousand stars. Gatsby has 47.1. But Gatsby has slightly more watchers. They're both kind of out of control on. They both got about 500 something issues and 100 something pull requests. Whoa. Gatsby has 280 branches and Next has 5.
Wow.
Gatsby has over 5,000 releases and Next has 942. The stats don't really mean anything. I'm just comparing them for fun. Doesn't necessarily say one's better than the other. But could you imagine having a project that you run that has 500 open issues on it?
Look,
all right.
man,
Is there other components that we're using?
if you gave me a, sorry.
What you should do is you should have your headphones plugged into something else that can kill the sound. And you can mute that, push a button to like turn it on and off.
Well, you should give me controls of StreamYard so that.
You can mute yourself in StreamYard, but you have to switch back to the tab and do all this stuff. It's pointless because we're going to notice that you're muting yourself. It's going to be so obvious. It's not worth it.
Fine. Marley says hello.
Hey, Marley. Marley is Haba's dog.
Habez and Marley.
Habez and Marley.
All right. I've looked through the rest of these components.
What about the pages ones? At least the index. It might try to render out the other pages. I don't know. Let's look at the index, though. I think we had some links in there.
Oh, good catch.
Static. And oh no, we're not using link in there. Yeah, try that out. Look at our layout component. Actually, they might have some other code in there that we don't want. Wrapping our code.
Layout CSS. Oh, we got to copy over our CSS.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't do that.
Where does Gatsby keep their CSS?
They got it directly in that components folder. Did you see that? But you could put it in the SRC folder, its own dedicated folder.
components, CSS. All right, now we got to update our references. So layout import dot slash CSS slash, what is it, index dot CSS. Oh, no, we want landing page dot CSS. Pretty ugly. Lots of changes.
Import header from home header.
Oh. Well, hold on. Let me finish what I'm doing. Copy.
Sorry.
It doesn't look like that exists anywhere.
No, we deleted that one. I think you could comment that out and comment it out in their thing.
Can I just delete it?
Yeah. Right now, we're loading the header directly in our page, or the nav bar, or whatever. Eventually, we could move that out to here if we wanted to.
What is this? Line 27.
That's a React fragment, shorthand.
Really? I haven't worked with that yet.
You ever done just a regular React fragment or no?
Not yet. I've been in Vue world for the last year almost. I mean, I've done some React maintenance, but I haven't dabbled in the newest features.
It's been around for a little while. It's just to fix the returning of one, generally to fix the returning of one element, you know, instead of like multiple elements.
Oh, yeah.
But you can also use it as kind of like a container just for any time you don't want to add another element, but you want to add a wrapper around them for some other reason.
Got it. Okay. What do you think? Is it going to work?
No.
What's missing? What is giving you doubts?
I just don't think it's going to work. I'm sure there's something we missed.
Oh, ye of little faith. I am optimistic.
It takes this long to boot up?
Oh, we forgot our npm installs. So should I just do like yarn install React select? Is that how Gatsby handles it?
It's not Gatsby related. That's just yarn stuff. But yeah.
Well, I know, but like
yarn
imports.
Yarn add.
Like imports and stuff. In Nux, do you have to add them to a config for the build time? I didn't know if Gatsby also needed.
No, that's just because we moved it over here and we didn't copy over our packages that we've imported in addition to. Oh, you use yarn, but we're using package.npm. So, because we didn't npm install that in this project yet.
I understand that. I'm just wondering if plugins are added or dependencies are added to a config somewhere.
No, it's just importing stuff like normal.
Cool. Gatsby browser. Dang, React Select is taking forever.
I think it's reinstalling everything and creating the yarn lock file. I always think it would be cool to just have another package that would automatically use npm or yarn based on what is the project's already using, you know, but then it's just another package layer that you have. There really is no solution other than to just ditch one of them. And I have noticed, so for work, we have yarn. I mean, we've gone both ways. If I install things with yarn, it will, well, so if I install things with npm, it will go through and then it will hit an error and it'll stop. And I'll have to do npm install like multiple times to get everything installed correctly. But if I install it with yarn, it will continually retry until it gets it done. So there is like some differences in it. So I haven't been able to pick like which one I actually like better. I like that yarn suppresses some of the messages, which is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a lot of other dependencies.
I do.
D3s, you should copy all those.
Can I wholesale copy them over and paste them?
Yeah, I would copy paste them all, and then we can remove the ones you don't need.
React auto suggest, React DOM, React ion icons, radio group, select, table. Okay, most of these are harmless.
Yeah, delete the duplicate React DOM and select. Yeah, highlight them for you. That's cool.
So yarn add?
Just yarn, or no? You should. Well, you should fix this so you're only using yarn or npm. Which one you want to use?
I haven't used npm at all.
You did when you installed it. Used npm.
Did I?
It automatically used it. So you should delete the package lock.
Oh, okay. That was from the documentation.
From the Gatsby CLI, it automatically used npm.
Got it.
So delete that one and then just do yarn.
I'm surprised they don't default to yarn.
I'm kind of surprised too. I wonder if you have to specify it. I mean, because everyone's gonna. Can you have npm or can you have yarn without having npm? I don't know.
No. Yarn is an abstraction on top of npm, isn't it?
That's what I thought, but maybe it pulls in npm underneath and you don't need it globally. I don't know. But you install Node globally and you get npm with it. Oh, you could kill your NextJS app was still running.
Good catch. Good eye, good eye.
Good eye! We should add a counter for good eye. Good eye!
I just imagine an old like baseball coach.
Yeah.
From like the Yankees, you know, just like in
That's
the
what I'm
old
pitching,
days.
like a baseball coach with some chew in his mouth. Good eye!
Yeah. Good eye, mate.
All right, can't resolve.
What do you think it is?
What do you mean, what do you think it is? It tells you right there, the CSS file. In your layouts.
I know, but we imported that, I thought.
The path is wrong. It's up one folder. There's some linting errors. So you need to import React in Gatsby.
But not in Next.
That's it. Let's go back to Next.
I'm done with this.
Just in landing search. Oh, it's going to give you a lot of linter errors. You're probably going to have to do that in every file now.
Yeah, I think we actually went through every file and unimported React for the landing page.
Well, if it was just a basic function component, yeah, because we were like, oh, cool. No, I'm surprised a lot of these have it, actually.
Success.
What? A lot of linter errors, but whatever. See if it's running. Load our index page. I'm not sure if there runs on what port theirs runs on.
I think it found a new port because Next was on 3000. So now that we've killed Next, I'm rerunning Gatsby.
Okay. Okay.
What? Oh, 8000. It worked, but their styling is.
It's because we got that layout component wrapper now. They probably have something in there. What?
Whoa.
That's interesting.
Operation. Is it because I'm on Firefox? No issue on Chrome, but
Hmm.
it gives that error on Firefox. Why would that be the case?
I don't know. Firefox obviously is a jerk.
Something to do with the caching? So in my production app at work that I'm working on, we have this weird bug that no one has gotten around to fixing because it's not a production bug, but it's really annoying. For some reason, in our Next app, you cannot have two dev tabs open to localhost 3000 at the same time.
Ah,
It's so weird. Like the auto reload breaks or
yeah.
something.
That's what I would guess, like hot reload or something is messed up, but that's crappy.
Yeah, it's so annoying because sometimes, I want to do testing of a new feature that I worked on
Yeah.
and have like one tab open on one page and another tab open on another page, but it just locks up every time. All right, well, our app is working in Chrome.
Try opening the dev
I wonder
tools.
if this is like a thing.
Open the dev tools and then go to application tab.
Warning, each child in a list should have a unique key. Oh, that's nothing to worry about. Application.
Let's try deleting the service worker. No service workers found. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm going to Google this. I wonder if
Not unhanded rejection. Do the whole thing.
I know. I give me a second. Where's my page? You gotta let me think, man.
The operation is insecure in Firefox. Still open.
It's been 30 days since it. This is weird. You'd think they would be on top of this. Ugh, I worked around this issue by disabling the delete cookies and site data.
Incognito works fine, someone said.
Okay. Well, I'm fine to use Chrome, but I just,
Yeah,
you know,
wanted to see if there was a real fix.
yeah, I mean, eventually I want to go into production with this, and I don't want my app to break for Firefox users. Okay. Very strange.
It's kind of a glaring issue.
Right? You'd think they would prioritize it by now.
Or even comment on the thing. So let's remove the content and layout, whatever's wrapping around it.
Yep. Okay. We don't need any of this. We don't need any of this.
I think we can just return children. We're not using any of the layout stuff for now anyway.
Okay. Like so?
No curly braces. Because it's just the variable will return.
Is it really loud if I adjust my stand-up desk?
I don't know. No, it's fine. It's quite all right.
Boom. We're still getting some styling somewhere, but it's better.
The body, maybe? What about in your index page?
What if I don't use the layout at all?
I mean, we don't need it. Looks like the default body margin or something.
Yeah. Oh, well, I can look into that later. It's not a big issue. It's happening in Chrome too. So I think it's a CSS setting that, or a default that's getting set somewhere. We don't need this. Using TypeScript. Page 2, we don't need that. Now, what about, oh, so something big that we're forgetting, the actual app code. So over here, let me move this. So under pages, we had our app code, or no, what was it?
That was just a wrapper. That's a next thing.
But are we, what needs to happen to go to like slash?
We need to copy over, yeah, the other page. So we need to look at how that's handled in Gatsby. I know they do. I mean, they have like a nested routing kind of thing. I'm not sure if they use the brackets for dynamic routes or how they do theirs. We have to look at the docs.
It's easier to Google
Yeah.
for Gatsby documentation than to use their search.
Creating dynamic navigation on the left.
You'll be using the Gatsby config to store the data for your links. Gatsby config.js is a file used for configuring Gatsby. Look.
That's just like config stuff. I don't think that's it either. Keep going down.
Yeah, this is.
I don't think that's what we want. Maybe go back to the routing docs. Reach router in Gatsby.
Creating and modifying pages. Gatsby core automatically turns React components in pages. No. Okay, what if we try, well, So there's got to be some kind of syntax that they can read.
I'm going to look it up on my own. Implementing create pages. I see the
Oh, this is interesting. It's not very, plug and play, but one of the answers on GitHub was client-only routing is the right solution for your use case. First, you need to create source pages product.js, and this is where you create your static layout for product/dynamic product ID. Then extract the product ID from props.location and fetch the data from your API accordingly. This way your layout will be server rendered and become available ASAP while data is being fetched. Don't forget to configure your client-only route with either Gatsby plugin create client paths or manually in the Gatsby Node.js file.
I agree with the next person. I don't really understand. The name client only route means that the page won't be server rendered. So I'm confused, which is what I'm saying. A whole reason of using Gatsby is because I want it to be server rendered. And I think we have to do like kind of the create routes or whatever, or create pages thing. I think that's kind of their way to say this is, the routes that are available, but
Dude, this is like,
I'm surprised this is not so easy.
yeah, this is a front and center page on Next.js. And come on, Gatsby.
Come
I mean,
on. Plugins. Do you need a plugin to make it happen?
there was a plugin that I stumbled across, but I don't know if you need it.
Oh, okay. So the create pages action, you return, I think you end up returning the path, the component to use, and then the context. Um, I think the create pages API is what we want.
Here, can I push this up and hand over the steering wheel to you?
Sure.
I need a quick break.
Okay.
Update routing for no date.
Oh, but this is the Gats. Is this a different,
Yeah, I'm creating a new repo.
a new repo? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to have to give me access to that and everything too.
I'm on it. Manage access, invite a collaborator, Chad with Cheddar.
Chat with Cheddar.
Cheddar chat. All right, you should have everything you need. So you're going to bring us home with dynamic routing.
Gonna bring us home.
Did you switch over the screen share?
Yep.
Okay. All right. I'm taking a restroom break. I'll be right back.
All right. Hold on a second here, people. Okay. So I got to pull this down. Install some packages. Did I add my? I did. You can see my screen. So we're going to look at creating and modifying pages. I'm going to use the Gatsby node file to do that. Is yarn start? I don't know what he did to back to that. Let's see. Oh, it's probably choking on this file, this page. So I'm going to make a new folder and call that pages. Move that one into there. Delete this junk. That's NextJS style. I'm going to rename this one to just, instead of event type, we'll call it event detail. And this is now going to be pointing to, I need to update all these. We're going to go up one. None of that's an SRC. Actually. He's just up one header, yeah. Okay. Is there up one directory? It's up, oops. Up one, two, static. Why is this one still complaining? Save that. I think that should at least get the app running again. I don't have Gatsby installed globally, so I'm not using just the Gatsby develop command. Using the local package one. Okay. So there's our site. And we're trying to get to /Memphis/2018/marathon. No page there yet. Okay. So we want to use the create pages API in our Gatsby node. I'm going to copy all this junk. Gatsby node. We have nothing. Import their goodness.
I had an epiphany.
Oh, really? Why, you were taking a shit?
What if we switch over to Next?
Oh, that's not an epiphany. That is not an epiphany. So we want to pull it from src. They call them templates. I'm going to still go with components, and I made a pages folder.
Yep. Under components?
It sounds like your mic is on the wrong mic or something. Event detail. Yeah, because you can't do the dynamic fold pages in their pages folder. It's expecting just like static routes.
Yeah.
So I just made it here. And that will be our, I'm going to call it page template.
Does my mic sound better? Is this okay?
And it sounds the same. It sounds like it's not using the right microphone.
StreamYard freaks
So
out.
there.
Turn off my headset and then turn it back on.
Yeah, because it switches microphones. Whatever that map. We're going to basically copy over what we had for in here, the get static paths.
Yeah.
In our page template.
Oh, so you have to programmatically tell it each dynamic route.
Yeah, like what we did in Next, they have that method that you just attach on there, and that's where it does it. We're doing the same thing, but we do it in our Gatsby node file, which is kind of weird. So we have the create pages. It's going to call this for us. We're not using GraphQL, but I'll leave it there. And then we tie to this create page. So each time we call this, we give it the path, which will be this paths. We might need to change that because, oops. Context will be the data that we need to give it, I think. Unless there's a way for us to pull it out. But we can change that. That's fine. So instead of doing push on the, I'm going to call this pages. I'm going to push on path. And the context will be the city. I can give it the full thing actually, huh? City, the year, and the event. So in here, we'll do pages, page, maybe page.path. Page.context. I think that should be it. We'll need to update our component to take in these props instead. The city, the year, and the event. So instead of params, city, year, event. I'm wondering if I should just give it these default the values instead. What were the
City.
It had value and a label.
This was originally that's what it dropped down.
You sound even worse than before.
Really?
Yeah, it sounds like you're underwater now. You can choose, if you go into your cam mic setup, you can choose which microphone to use, set it back to your one that you reconnected to, probably.
Okay. Is this better?
Yeah, that sounds better. Okay, so I'll take the city, the year, and the event, and instead of city, it would be city.value.
Yep.
Year.value. Event.value. And is that all we used? The only place we used it?
Oh, so the homepage.
Well, in this component, we can drop these. Now we don't need these. And I'm going to call this event detail instead of app.
Oh, yeah.
Let's try that.
Fingers crossed.
There is no page yet at Memphis 2018 Marathon.
Do you have to reboot your server?
I'm wondering if I do. I don't think I should, but let's try it. Oh yeah, I didn't import any of that stuff. That makes sense. And that's weird in here. We have to do this, like, not doing imports, we're doing path.resolve. This is not ideal. Gatsby, this is not ideal. Resolve src.
The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Well, what do you know? This is probably because you would use their GraphQL API, and that would make it somewhat easier, but I'm trying to be nice and simple here. Failed created pages.
Wah, wah.
Racecities.map is not a function. I bet it's because it imports that, and I need to json.parse it as well.
Do you need static in the file path?
Yeah, because that's where it is. This is running from the root.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So this file that you're working in isn't going into the public folder. It's not going to be built in.
And each time I make changes to Gatsby Node, I have to restart the development server. Unexpected token /. Do I have to do the whole like dir thing?
It's weird that there's this much ambiguity for something so common in Gatsby. Like, I imagine a lot of people are using or needing dynamic routes.
I would expect so too. Is it path.cwd?
Yes, current working directory.
Are you sure? I mean, is that a real?
No, I made that up, Chad.
I think I want this thing. Hard to say. Oops. There it was. No, it's not a function. Trent. Let me pull up.
Node CWD.
What I did in my NextJS one. My pre-build. Path process.
There is a process.cwd in Node, but it may not be what we need.
That's what I was looking for. I want that. We gotta go in a few minutes, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if we can get it working under a time crunch. Unexpected token slash. Oh, I just did. That's why. I need to do the resolve, not just the path I joined.
Duh.
Or the FS read. Oh. Oh, because that one, that just uses the URL to it. This one I actually want to import, so I need the FS read file sync. Okay. This is real hacky. How long do your stand-ups last?
Usually around 20 minutes, but some days they can go
I think it works.
30. Can we visit the app?
It's building it. Hold on. Well, it looked like it generated the routes, but it's having problems with the mobile blocks. What is mobile blocks?
That's a file related to the table in our app. So the React table has the ability to like drop down one of the rows with a card, and I called it mobile blocks.
You're trying to pull in a utils file
Oh,
we don't have anywhere.
interesting. Yeah, so I guess we forgot to copy that over. We have a utils folder. Oh man, that was one of the things we forgot to migrate over.
Okay,
Our
well
other
it's failing on that. Otherwise, it seems like it's generating the routes fine. It's working. I'll commit this.
Cool.
And I wonder if that's why they say the client-side routing is what you want, because it's trying to render this whole page or something. I don't know. But I pushed that up. I think we fixed that, and then that should fix the generation of the pages.
Okay.
But you want to call it right now?
Yeah, I gotta go.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everyone. Habaz has to go to stand up. And we left off there. We'll finish it off next time. I think it's almost working.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think moving over to Gatsby was the right move, even though we have some upfront.
Well, it will bring some ease of pain in other areas. This one is kind of like a little bit of a pain, but whatever. I think it should ease it up in a lot of other places to make it worth it.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks
Bye,
for
ladies
tuning
and
in.
gentlemen.
Love you. Bye.